Are we live now? Sorry everyone, it's my first time. I'm trying to connect to live stream. Yes, looks like we are live now. Okay, my name is Greg. Welcome to another uncut, unedited, no bull video. I'm broadcasting from Brisbane, Australia. Thank you so much for watching live stream. Today I'm going totally unscripted and it's my first live stream. It's 5 o'clock in the morning in Australia, and I apologize for lighting for me speaking softly. Family sleeps, everyone I guess in Australia is still sleeping too. I try to time this broadcast that America and most of Europe can watch it as well. I guess bad timing because Elon didn't call me, did not liaise with me, and he decided to um, go ahead with launch of SpaceX. Little bit of competition path with me here, but never mind. I'll keep recording. Tomorrow is a working day, working week, and I cannot record tomorrow. So today is the only day that I can record. So a little bit about my channel. My channel has 4 separate directions. The main direction that we're discussing today, and that's the direction I'll take my channel to, is health, fitness, and lifestyle. The second one is videos in Russian. As you can probably hear, I've got Russian accent. Actually, I'm from Ukraine. I'm trying to create videos in Russian as well to share my knowledge in a couple of different languages. I think it's great when people can speak English, but if people do not understand English or it's not that easy for them, I really would like to share my knowledge and transformational story with them as well. The third direction I take in my channel is product reviews. I was doing product reviews for last probably 10-15 years. I'm quite active in Australia in productreviews.com.au website, reviewing products. I'm also ambassador for a couple of products, one of them Dyson and a couple of others. So people, I guess, like my reviews, and it's a new direction for me. I would like to utilize YouTube as part of product reviews. I think I won't do any product unboxing, and I won't do any exciting, I call them not fake reviews, it's unfair, but scripted reviews, how people talk about specs and other things. Now, I'm talking about products from user experience. So, for example, if you would buy product A or product B, how would you feel using this or that? And last one is my hobby. I don't believe we should all pay more than we should for products. I'm all for quality products, but I don't believe they should come at high prices. So I do publish daily bargains, prices that I found on internet, and publish them in one video and description. So I try to create these videos daily. So if you like what I do on my channel, please subscribe, like my videos, and hit that notification button so you won't miss any new videos that are coming up. But today's live stream, I would like to talk about transformation, my personal transformation. I would like to introduce myself to followers. I would like to introduce myself, the most of the life sequences, how I came to the point where I am now, and why I've got the knowledge and ability to help people. So, if you're joining a live stream right now, or if you watch this video later, please comment where you're watching from. It's not only helping me to understand where my audience coming from, but also it helps me to I guess, channel and time my videos for better release or live streaming next time. So let's start who I am and where I was born. Um, I was born in Kiev, Ukraine, and um, I lived there for 17, almost 18 years, and then I left Ukraine. And then at some stage in my life, I moved to Australia. So, Australia is a very fascinating country, and let me know if you are interested in Australia. I will try to create more or different videos about Australia. Australia is very versatile. Australia is different from any other country I lived in, and I do love it here. So it's an amazing country to be in. But again, today's video is not about that. Um, let's talk about aspirations, things that drive you or drive you nuts. Why I'm talking about this? So if you look at my picture and you click on it and you're part of my live broadcast, you may think that that guy have it easy. The one picture he struggled, the other picture he's all good, and he just told me do this and do that, and you'd be right. Now, if that would be so easy, we wouldn't have a whole fitness industry, diet industry, life coaching industries, and all of that. And still, where I found myself, that I think I was good customer of all those industries, and yet I struggle to achieve goal. And mind you, I came from background where first 15 years of my life I was in professional sport. What happens is, people told me what to eat, people told me how to exercise, and I achieved my first goal. I became a great swimmer. Until today, I've got all my medals um, that I achieved when I was kid. When I say kid, up to age of 14, I was best swimmer in my city. That's was my first goal. It's a big deal when you live in a city of couple of million people, and everyone is competitive, and being first in that city, it's a big goal. But I don't want to think that life it's all about big goals. My opinion that it's really hard to achieve big goal if you don't start with something small. But that's the conversation we'll hold, and I'll talk about it later why I think that way. So second biggest of my goals, I'm talking about ambitious goals, not like winning lottery that it's a chance. I'm talking about goal that you can start somewhere and you can execute it. So the second my biggest goal was living in Australia. Why? When I was a kid, I was reading series of book. I don't remember who was writer of that book. I did not reattend that book again, but it was series of books about Tomek. Tomek was traveling around the world, and the books were Tomek in Africa, Tomek in New Zealand, Tomek in Europe, and Tomek in Australia. I think as a kid I was swallowing every single book in 2 days. But Tomek in Australia is a book that I finished reading overnight. It created so much impression on me as a kid, whether it was true or not. Um, Books about Tomek really helped me to get my first real aspiration, what I would like to do in my life. Mind you, when I was reading that book, I was still in former USSR. Borders were closed. No one could go anywhere. But as a kid, no one could tell you not to dream. So I was dreaming about one day living in Australia. So here we are. Another example that when you dream about something, your results, if they're quick, if you can buy them, if you can fake them, they will come back and bite you. And I'll talk about it later. Good outcomes need to be thought through, need to be planned, and need to be executed. And by the way, they're not coming quick. So if you can accept that good results not coming quick, you will achieve them. And the third biggest ambitious goal was to me, I know it's kind of a bit ambiguous, but be happy and help others. What do I mean by that? I mean, many people being in my shoes, when you have everything that you ever dreamt about, you can stop and say, I don't need any more. How about I start giving? Even in English, there's a say, gift of giving. It actually creates so much positive feedback, and and uplifts you every time that you do something. And you know, as a side effect of helping others, the more I teach people, the more I learn myself. And by the way, if I talk about something and you spot errors or imperfections, you know what? That's wonderful. That's exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. You know what my favorite scientists say? Science is there not to teach you. Science is there to prove themselves and others wrong. So they try always to discover something new that would help humanity. So I'm here to teach others, and if someone spot error, if I can find scientific paper that proves that my error is legitimate, I will study, I will learn, I will become better. So the point being, I'm not perfect, and I'm here to teach others with basics that I know and take the basics a little bit higher. So uh, let's talk about, I don't know, yeah, let's talk about your goals, what you're trying to achieve. And by the way, it's supposed to be kind of interactive communication, but I believe I don't have any live chat feedback. Hold on, maybe I do. It's on different screen. Hold on, I'm just trying to minimize that screen and understand. Yeah, so I've got live chat. If you got any questions, type in a live chat. I think I should see it. But if I don't see any comments, I apologize. It's my first time in a live stream. I will just keep talking, and please let me know if you would like me to create separate videos and something else. So let's talk about your goals. You know, the funny bit is most of goals and aspirations are here after Christmas and New Year period when people coming back to gym and their goal is to lose some weight. While it's legitimate concern that people gain in weight, if it's goal or aspiration, it's a bit worries me. And this is where I get in most of my people that I'm helping with, crowds and others that I can support, because weight gain, it's not something that needs to be fixed. Our body is very smart. Weight gain, it's indication of body that something is not going right. The first bit is what scientific community call inflammation. Inflammation is usually defined as a result of body's oxidative stress. Um, so basically, oxidative stress creates radical damage in the body, and that manifests in some either pain or inflamed bits, or people gaining weight. It's part of inflammation. And I'll create separate video why people gaining weight. But if losing weight is your goal, dieting or going to gym to exercise, it's not a great approach. It's in my opinion. And I'll just put little hints and tips why, and you probably um, start understanding my way of view. So if you gain weight, I bet you it did not happen overnight. So not like you've been healthy and your ideal weight in the evening and you woke up in the morning overweight and just not liking yourself. I think it's true. So the idea of losing weight is to understanding how you gain it. What was the reason that you gain weight? So you don't have to eat a lot of food to gain weight. You could be just unhappy, and as a result of that, you injecting a lot of hormone cortisol in your body, and cortisol would result in a range of different functions from shutting down organs, because when cortisol injected in the body, it's historically signals danger, and to escape danger, basically most of the blood, the heart start beating and most of the blood going into muscle so we can run faster, we can escape danger, right? But our life creates stresses that are not dangerous. They mostly either self-inflicted or environmentally inflicted, and the result of constant situation that we're under stress creates so much cortisol, and cortisol results in insulin spike, sugar spike, glucose spike in the body, and result of insulin secretion. What insulin does to bring blood sugar levels down, it breaks down into fat particles and getting stored around the body. So you can clearly see how not eating a lot can make you put weight on. So, for example, if you gain weight as a result of stress, going into gym or eating less will create more metabolic disease in the human body, and it's not right way to attend to the problem. So, sorry, I just deviated from the whole discussion, but I just wanted to pick on a common, I would say, aspiration or goal that people are talking to me. And when I'm saying, well, that shouldn't be a goal, many people just getting upset because it is important to them. So yeah, first of all, let's talk about this. Let's, the first point that, if you'd like to help yourself to transition from one state to another is defining goal. And I would suggest to start with very small goal. I created this video. By the way, at the end of the live cast, I record this video and I put links to what I'm talking about, linking to other of my videos that I already posted. They were a little bit cryptic in a way because I was talking about things probably that people could not relate to anything. Hopefully, after today's live podcast, um, people start relating to what I'm talking about. When I say small goal, it's one of those examples I brought before was you waking up and you're rushing out of the home to start your day and you're not making your bed. I think making your bed in the morning, while it's not necessary, it helps you with the discipline. To achieve goals, you do need a little bit of discipline in your life, and first goal could be something small that you can consistently do and say, you know what, I achieved that goal and move to the bigger one. The idea starts with a small goal because there's a less chance that you fail at something small. And if you don't fail at something small, it gives you mental capacity, it gives you strength to continue with the bigger goal. If you start with the big ambitious goal, um, um, basically you'll be part of statistic most likely, and the statistic is that the gym that I'm attending to is part of the big chain. I won't because no one is sponsor of this podcast. I won't name any names, but I know a couple of people in management there, and they share statistics with me. So out of all people that signing up after Christmas and New Year, which is the biggest influx of new people coming to gym, 70 to 80% dropping out in a matter of month. Once they're dropping out because you got annual fee, you cannot just stop paying money. They still pay the membership but stop coming. What the statistic tells us, the goal is ambitious. The people who got themselves to the state when they eat and drink and socialize and seemingly happy, which is I talk about it later. It's not real happiness, and I ask people to actually be really happy in their lives, and to learn to be happy. You cannot be happy with alcohol, food, and drugs and all that stuff. It's a fake state. But anyway, so the big goal is like, yeah, I'm going to exercise, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to be healthy. And you know what? Because you don't know your journey, how you go to this point, your exercise, your being good is not proportional to how you go to this place. So for example, if you gain weight in the last month, 2 months, 3 months, or maybe 10 years time, it's unreasonable to go to gym, have a hard session, stand on the scales and expect something. It's unreasonable because the damage usually takes faster time than recovery. So if you damage yourself in a matter of months, years and more, it's unreasonable to expect result in days. and lack of result will discourage you to continue with most of your goals in life. So see how it's basically looping back to defining small goals, and completing small goals will prompt you more energy, more willpower for bigger goals. So first of all, define your goal. Second is, I guess, define completion time. While you cannot guarantee completion time, you should clearly see when you would like to achieve your goal. So let's say if you'd like to lose weight, and it's easy one to pick on, I'm sorry, but it's most desirable outcome for many for some reason. So if you like to lose weight, don't go like, for example, I'm 100 kilos now and I would like to be 70 kilos in a month. It's impossible. It's impossible from any metabolic, if you know a little bit of human body, it's impossible to lose that much weight without creating any damage. And this channel is about health and lifestyle. I will try to guide you to achieve your goals, but the idea of this channel is to achieve your goals without creating any damage in the process. So define, completion time. So for example, don't go ambitious. If you're 100 kilos, say I will be 90 by the end of the year. And it's really good opportunity to lose 10 kilos, which is a lot of weight if you think about this, in a matter of a year. First of all, if you're consistent, if you're persistent, if you're determined, that should be easy. And second, when you finish it, it gives you good feeling, it gives you a sense of achievement. And as a bonus, you did not create any metabolic damage. And it's most important not to stop eating, not to smash yourself on exercise, not to expect unreasonable things. Treat yourself well. And when you achieve your goal, the last one, I would like you to actually pause and acknowledge your feeling. Because when you achieve something, that feeling of success will reside in your memory. That will be your mental strength, mental capacity, how you can continue in the future with your next goal. So think of goals. There could be different ones. Your goal could be quantifiable and not quantifiable. So for example, one of the goals that I think many people would benefit is discipline. It's not quantifiable goal, but when you start noticing that you wanted something small and you achieved it and you go bigger, you exercising discipline, you sticking to what you promise yourself. Is it fitness? Well, define that goal. I'm not sure what fitness is. Fitness to me is different from what people call them gym junkies. I go to gym almost every single working day, right? But I'm not a gym junkie. I don't go to gym to have a huge muscles. I don't go to gym to be better than someone else. It was a rocky road when I discovered what fitness is, and fitness is opposite from what people perceive it right now. So if you go fitness, understand that fitness is about health and not about numbers. So if you go and, like, for example, doing push-ups or pull-ups, number 10 push-ups or 10 pull-ups, it's not a fitness. Fitness is when you do something that benefits you. Number 10 or number 8 or amount of repetition or about of how hard did you go at it, it's not a fitness. And I talk about fitness a little bit later. So what's your other goal? Happiness. What is the happiness? I saw people drunk and happy. Are they really happy? Let's talk about that. I saw people winning lottery. Are they happy? Everyone would like to win lottery. People say, how is it not happy? Well, I tell you how is it not happy. Google it yourself. Look at the statistic people that lost all their winnings and more after winning lottery. It will be majority of the people. What do you think period of people being happy compared to people being unhappy after happy event? I would say they 1% happy, 99% unhappy. That, in my eyes, it's unhappy situation. So there's a lot of hormonal changes in us that influences our feelings. So for example, fake feeling of good, it's hormone called dopamine, right? You open Facebook, people like what you say, you get a little bit of those dopamine injections in the brain, and it feels good. People like what you say, people like what you do. Isn't it a good feeling? Maybe. But what happens if people stop liking what you see and what you do? Are you becoming less better person? Definitely not. You are a great person. I would like to remember everyone listen to me. You are a wonderful person. If you listen to this podcast or live stream, the reason is that because you realize that you can be better, and that makes you a great person already. It's not how many people like what you say or dislike. It's all fake. It's not about winning lottery. It's not about drinking alcohol and feeling that temporary fake good, because after temporary fake good comes real struggle. People wake up next morning after drinking, they got hangover. People that receive this 1,000 likes on Facebook, not receiving next day any, will get depressed. People that win lottery, being happy, spend all that money is gone, they become depressed. There's no money, life is not what they've seen before. So that hormone called dopamine. There's another hormone when you actually feel good. There's a lot of good feeling hormones, but another good feel hormone called endorphin. Endorphin released in many different ways. Good sleep would release endorphins. Cuddling or hugging person that you love would release endorphin. Also, exercise would release endorphin. Endorphin is a hormone that fills you with that feeling of warmth, of energy. It does not spike. It just consistently make you feel appreciated, good, and it lasts long time. And it does not have that, drop when you feel miserable after that. So focus on happiness. If you go with happiness, it's not artificial happiness. It's what you consistently feel. Are you happy with yourself? Are you happy the way that, not the way that people perceive you, what's inside your head? But again, it's a separate video. I just want to make sure that people that define happiness, I know what happy means. And I'm not talking about happy as a temporary feeling. Is your goal confidence? Well, that is my goal. You know how before I listed my 3 biggest achievements? I'm working on confidence. People look at me and say, "Oh, Greg, you've got everything. You're fit. You can talk. You tell people things." But you know what? The first time I was talking to a crowd of people, I literally shut down. I did not have any mental capacity to talk to camera or talk to a crowd of people. Why? Because it's something I never practiced before. This is today, and probably for next year, while I'm creating videos helping others, is my goal. All of you, my listeners, people that are following me, are shaping me. You're helping me to achieve my goal. I've got fear of speaking. As many people that probably listen to their own voice and on recorded messages or whatever, and they would say, "Oh, I sound terrible." Yes, I don't like my own videos. I sound terrible. And the point here is not to eventually like them. It's to improve the point where I believe I became better than I was a year ago. So I'm stepping out of my comfort zone and doing something that I'm not good at. It's really easy to get caught in what you're good at because you're good at it. It feels natural, it feels comfortable. But to become better, you remember it's not a good feeling in the beginning to get out of your comfort zone, but achievement with discipline, with happiness, with confidence, the achievement of what you create is it have long lasting effect on you. So if it's your goal, keep following me because you may see progress in me. It will be slow. I cannot if I'm creating video today, probably people will look and say, "Oh, he's not professional. He's not even, cannot shape his thoughts properly." But I'm here to help. I'm here to help you, and I'm here to help myself to get better, to become a better person. So let's move along and Again, we're probably halfway through my allocated time for this live stream. If you're still around, if you listen to this video, I would appreciate if you subscribe to my channel, if you like it, if you hit notification bell, and you won't miss any video. Also would like you to comment. Please let me know what you would like to hear about, so we can talk about this. So where should we start? Let's talk about why would you like to get better? What transformation you want? Are you are you not happy with your weight? Are you not happy with your health? Do you have like metabolic syndromes that you would like to get rid of? Um, how did you get here in the first place? So that's the first third that I would like. Don't tell me things that I shouldn't know. Like just remember, YouTube is a very public forum. What you say is not private. But for me to help you to dedicate my videos to you, I would like to know a little bit more what attracted you to this particular live stream. Um, so uh, tell me what you've got and how you believe you got to that state. If it's your weight, let let me know what do you think lead you to this point, so we can reverse engineer and transform you. So is it lack of self-care? Lack of self-care is very common as well when people, um, especially people what I call workaholics that work a lot and they realize they personal life suffer, and when personal life suffer there's a lack of self-care as well. So self-care is not what people perceive to be going to day spas or cruising on a cruise ship. It's not self-care, it's indulgence. And while it's important, self-care is something that helps you to come back as a stronger person. If you're already weak, right, it's like for example, um, maybe not the best example, but that's one I've got in my head right now. So, for example, if you believe you're not fit, instead of going to gym, you say, "I'll turn TV on and I watch sport." Watching sport wouldn't make you any fit, right? So, same with being stressed and going to, you know, uh, I don't know, to that's a bad example, but I'll still put in like a massage or day spa. Yes, it's important because it relaxes muscles and everything. But if it's your way to distress from stressful situation at work, you're not addressing main problem. So that's the most important goal. And I will be hated for what I say, and that's fine. Measure of truth is if you would like to be fit, you need to go exercise. If you would like to be mentally fit, it's not about escaping reality. It's about making sure that you're ready for reality next time without forceful behavior. So escaping and coming back to reality would make you feeling even worse. So for example, if you're stressed already, escaping situation, going massage or pub or whatever, while it feels good, it does not help the situation. So please take care of yourself. And self-care is basically looking after yourself in to the point when you're actually ready to come back and deal with what you've got in your life, or change life altogether, do something different. For example, people say, "Oh, you're hypocritical, you're doing the same thing every day." Well, not. I moved country to get better life, and move couple of jobs. I never thought I would get higher education. And I literally don't like education because I don't believe what we've been taught in universities is worthwhile the paper. I like studies. I like reading latest researches and everything, but I don't like frame that people put like if you got degree, you're smart. If you don't have degree, you're not smart. That's not a good way to approach it. So self-care, it's not an indulgence, it's taking care of yourself. So if you got lack of self-care, please do that. Another big one is lack of sleep. I'll create a separate video on that. I think it's part of achieving goals. So I think if I would say, "Oh, just sleep more, sleep better," people say, "Yeah, that's the button to press, and now you press the button and sleep better." No, it's not what I meant. It's not like thinking about the gym and start getting fitter. Getting better sleep is to understand how people falling asleep, why we're falling asleep, how we stay asleep, how we wake up, and the times that you need to go to sleep to get better sleep, conditions that you need to sleep. When we're talking about sleep, sleep is one of the most significant events in your life. And by the way, you probably spend good 40 to 50% of your life sleeping. If you don't sleep well, you cannot function well during the day. There's a lot of research done on that, and there's so many reasons, and there's a hormonal changes, there's a brain changes, there's a blood sugar level changes if you sleep well or don't sleep well. Um, so for example, I just will throw things that I usually create separate videos on, but just to make you think, did you know that shift workers and statistically have shift workers that are not eating sweets, they statistically have highest amount of diabetes type 2 recorded. And the reason is that because sleep has huge impact on blood sugar levels. So if you constantly injecting glucose in your bloodstream, you may end up diabetic type 2, without even eating sweets. So this is how important sleep in our life, and sleep probably would tie into many things that you do in life to achieve your successes. Because if you didn't sleep well, you cannot concentrate, you're tired, and you could be nervous or you could be agitated, and it's all result of not having enough sleep. So maybe if you go sleep, start with simple things. What can you do to achieve better sleep? And just remember, if you had bad sleep for 1, 5, 10, 20 years, you cannot change it overnight. Sleep, it's adjustment to new um, environment, right? And body will take time to adjust to it. But you know what? It's really good goal to start with, and it may be well part of your transformation. So what is important to you? Uh, Another thing to that may be part of our transformation. So for I got really good example. I know I'm going to another tangent, but just remember, today's video is not how I lost weight. I know the picture says like that guy here on the left side was 103 kilos, and guy on the right side 78 kilos, 79. Yeah, it's all great, but weight loss came with a lifestyle change. It's not me doing a particular diet, and that's the whole point of this video, to hint that there's a lot of things that I would like to say to teach people to understand that losing weight, it's a little part of the whole life transformation. So let's talk about what's important to you. And the reason is that it was on my kind of agenda to talk is I do have a kid right now, and he's a wonderful boy. But that person, that little person, taught me probably more than any teacher I ever had in my life. So before kid, I was waking up in the morning. I had my breakfast routine, coffee routine. I was sitting there and reading my news and newspaper for half an hour outside watching sunrise. And if someone would come and say, Greg, tomorrow you're not doing this, I would say, you know what, piss off. You won't tell me what it is. That's what I do. That's my life. That's so important to me. It was important to me to go on Friday night for drinks with friends, and I believe if I won't go, I won't have friends anymore, um, and so on. So when I ask you, what do you think is important in your life? And I'm not talking about people saying like, oh, the parents, family important to me. Yes, but I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about your habits, because we're transforming you as a person. We're not changing your parents. We're not changing, your partners. What we're doing, we're focusing on you. And by the way, to change something in you, you need to stop focusing on others. When you blame others for your mistakes, that's the first indication that you're not going anywhere with your transformation. So if you'd like to transform yourself, focus on you. Back on what's important to you. So for example, if you say, you know what, yeah, my goal is lose weight, but it's important to have drinks Friday night with people. It's important for me to play game with my friend overnight with on a console. It's important to I don't know, go to conference, and in a conference I cannot eat nutritious food. And as you clearly can see, when you blame everything else around you without actually attending to the problem. So if something is important to you, define what created the problem in the first place. If your Friday night drinks created the problem, you know what, you still can be with friends if you believe it's a great time spent, right? But you don't have to drink. No one will, yes, people will make fun of you because that's nature being different from others. And by the way, as a side effect, people at the end will appreciate your transformation. They will come and say, oh, wow, you achieved that. True. But in the process, everyone, not everyone, sorry, most of the people will laugh at you and don't believe in you because it might somewhere inside hurt them that you achieve something and they weak that they don't. So don't focus on non-believers. If you would like to change you need to focus on yourself. So change small things. Wake up, go to sleep early. Wake up in the morning, watch sunrise. Do not go Friday night drinks, or if you go, don't drink. If you're playing console game overnight, you can still play game, but value your sleep. Think what more important to you. So evaluate your things, what you call um, um, important things to me that I cannot give up. Those things will stop your transformation. Yes, you can give up literally everything, and I will tell you, life now currently we're in a lockdown and due to the virus. If someone would say you cannot go and go in the park uh, half year ago, you would laugh to the face and say, well, yeah, go and close park for me. Here you go, parks are closed now. So you can clearly see that everything is possible in life, right? If someone would say you're going to uh, shop and there's no toilet paper, you will laugh and say, toilet paper, who cares about toilet paper? Well, there were fights on news, on TV. People care about toilet paper. So don't assume anything. You know, if something is important to you, evaluate its importance. Is your goal, transformational goal, more important to you than your current not so good habits? That's another one to consider. Another one that I experienced myself and was quite interesting one is inherited culture. So, for example, where I come from, um, I think we were a poor family when I was growing up, and we could not afford much food. And the food that we ate was food to be grateful for. And it was a lot of bread, a lot of pasta, a lot of things that definitely would not help you to be healthy person. But you know what? When things become abundant, you can actually buy more. You can choose what you buy. You can choose what you eat. Culturally, we're predispositioned to learn what came from parents, what came from environment. And naturally, for example, um, uh, I would go and eat what my parents ate because it was tasty. It's a taste that's familiar. A taste that gives me, in my memory, comfort. It gives me that sanctuary of feeling good. So you can clearly see how dopamine taken over simple things that could help you in life. So if you got any, and I don't know what people, I know where people watching me from, but if you got any cultural predispositions that or beliefs that stopping you achieve results, you can easily evaluate it. You don't need to prove anyone that you're right and they're wrong. Just slowly but surely start changing things so you achieve results. Um, and then any behaviors you inherited that you're not proud of. I mean, you could keep doing something and say, look, I'm doing this, but literally I'm not proud of. Self-pride, self-respect. It's another thing that could help you with your transformation. Um, I would be interesting concept that I was introduced by one of the scientists that I was following. He said let me form how he said. He said, everyone have heroes. Everyone have like idol, people that they believe they would, the best of the best in their life. People that they follow, people that they admire. I guess everyone have a superhero. If you're about to do something that that person you believe is your superhero, ask yourself, would that person do what you do? And if answer is no, it may help you with the power of your belief to actually not do bad habits that you acquired over years. So it's another way to actually sway yourself from bad habits or things that you're not proud of. Another one would be the comfort zone. So the comfort zone is a good one that many of us are in comfort zone, and comfort zone is something that opposite from transformation. The comfort zone is something that we're sitting in and we're comfortable with what we do. It leads us always to let things go. And when you let things go, they snowball into something that you would like to fix later on. So I think review your comfort zones and things like that. And you've got external factors that you cannot change. But when we're evaluating external factors, ask yourself, are they truly unchangeable? Did you subject yourself to be part of those factors? Can you take yourself out of that position? What you have to lose? When I was moving to Australia, I literally lost everything. I believe I will never have friends. I believe I never enjoy what I enjoy in my life. And here we are, I'm at happiest place. So getting out of comfort zone, it's extremely uncomfortable. This is why comfort zone is called comfort zone, right? So it's another one that may help you with transformation. Um, and another one, I think people call it mindfulness. That would help you with transformation as well. Mindfulness, it's not something that you stop and meditate. Everyone defines mindfulness in different ways. It's basically the idea is to pause and think of that moment. Think that every moment in your life, whether it's good or bad, it's a unique moment that will be never ever repeated. It may be, if it repeats itself, it may be something similar, but it's not the same. So if you find something, you stop and say, wow, that is beautiful. Stop, pause, acknowledge it. It will help your mental capacity a lot. And you may ask, like, what's the point? It's like, it's not a transformation. You're not helping me. Well, it is very helpful. So, for example, you exercise, and instead of going back and continue with the routine, stop, look in the mirror. It's not egotistic behavior to look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know what, I feel great. That's the moment of mindfulness that you need. Mindfulness is not only exercise, looking at sunrise or sunset or things like that. Mindfulness is, if you see act of kindness, someone help you, stop, hold the hand and say, or just say thank you. Feel good about this. Feel and let that feel good for other person to appreciate and feel good as well. That's what could help you with transformation as well. I know I can talk about many things. I know that in this live broadcast I did not give any um, uh, recipes or any clues how I lost my weight, how I become fit, how I become happy. But the idea is for others to listen to this podcast and tell me how can I help you? What are your struggles? And I would like to assure you, besides genetic predisposition, there's nothing in your life that you cannot change. Yes, it feels like you're in routine, it feels like you're established person, but trust me, if you start little, if you start small, if you put good effort, if you be disciplined, if you appreciate it, if you reflect, if you learn, if you take yourself out of comfort zone, you will be in charge of yourself. You will love yourself, you appreciate yourself, and your results will start flowing in. Start small, love yourself, and everything will be alright. Well, I think we're not running out of time, but I don't see any questions, and I do believe it's either people watching SpaceX or I am not popular. What I'll do, I finish recording for now, um, and I put it on my YouTube channel. Please, if you got any questions, ask them away. Let me know what you would like to hear. If you would like me live stream next time, what would you like me to talk about? Do you want me to talk about more about my transformation? Do you have any questions how I can transform someone else? Do you have any questions who I am and what the hell I'm talking about? Throw anything at me. I would like to thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time on my channel. Have a great day.